We've got a surprising news story for you. Early this morning.
Recently, during an Eyes-On preview event, Nintendo Treehouse walked me through nearly an hour of Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. When Living the Dream was initially announced, I was confused. A Switch 1 game launching nearly a year into the Switch 2's lifespan didn't make sense to me. That is, until I dug into the sales performance of the 3DS original. Tomodachi Life is one of the best-selling 3DS games ever made, with just under 7 million copies sold, and it's incredibly popular with younger players, especially if my daughter's absolute obsession with it is anything to go by. After taking those facts into consideration, my interest was piqued going into the preview. As soon as the demo started, I was immediately impressed by how quickly the title screen transitions to gameplay. Just a single tap of the A button had the menu disappear to reveal the background of the title screen was our already active save, just like on the 3DS original. You seldom see immediacy like that in Switch games, so I was a bit surprised. Visually, despite being a Switch 1 game, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream looks great. It's easy to see some aliasing in zoomed out parts of the game, which is par for the course on last-gen hardware, but the cel-shaded Miis against the more simplistic buildings and textures are a great fit for the original Switch, and look pretty good. If like me you weren't familiar with Tomodachi Life until recently, it's a life sim that takes place on an island full of Miis, each with their own semi-robotic voices that you can tune to your liking. There's no multiplayer in the Tomodachi Life series, though you can share Miis with friends over local wireless. The core of the gameplay loop, after you've created Miis to your heart's content, is in how they interact with each other. You can create Miis in two different ways, by using the traditional Mii Maker that has existed since the Wii days, or by using the new Get Help feature, which gives you a step-by-step walkthrough of choosing each feature on a Mii, simplifying the process. You'll be walked through choosing the eyes, nose, hair, and just about everything else you can think of, before being presented with a handful of generated options based on your selections. And from there, you can choose to refine it by either throwing that suggested Mii back into the original Mii Maker, or making some tweaks based on selections. After you've designed a Mii, you can choose its personality, dating preferences, and define its relationships to existing Miis on the island, meaning you can create family members, and if you don't want Miis to date, you can just turn off their preferences, which is new in Living the Dream. You can even decide if you want your Mii to age or not, though if it's anything like the 3DS version, they won't ever die. Once that Mii is created and on the island, you'll need to take care of it for a bit. The Miis in Living the Dream let you know what they need by the color of their thought bubbles. Yellow means they need some type of item like clothes or food, and orange means your Mii is looking for relationship advice. Once you have your island set up with all the Miis you want to add, it's all about leaning into the absurdity on offer. You can put your Miis in ridiculous outfits like a burger costume or paint their faces to look like Hugh Morris, and you can move them around the map by picking them up and carrying them to where you want them to be to create drama, interact with objects, or get your Miis to interact with each other. You can sometimes play games with the Miis too. Treehouse showed us one such game called No Repeats, in which you have to use a word that hasn't been said during the game. In our demo, the game was themed around food, and you had to select one of 3 items before time was up. Each round the timer got shorter and shorter, and in the end, we won a security camera. And as you add more Miis to your island, it will expand to accommodate them, and new facilities will become available, like T&C Reno, where you can customize your room, Wear and Wear, which allows you to purchase wacky outfits for your residents, the news station, which covers what's going on your island, the marketplace, where the inventory changes based on the time, Photo Tomo, where you and your island neighbors can take unhinged photos, and Fresh Kingdom, where you can buy surprisingly photorealistic food that was almost certainly player created. And speaking of which, my favorite part of the demonstration was the Pallet House, which is also a new addition to the series. In the Pallet House, you can create all types of items like food and clothing and even pets and video games. In docked mode, you'll use a Pro Controller, but in handheld, you'll be able to use the touchscreen. And if you're completely artistically incapable like me, Nintendo has added a ton of different stamps you can use, though I'm pretty sure I'll make cursed doodles anyway. In my brief demo, the vibe I got from Tomodachi Life was one of embracing absurdity and chaos. This might just be the most unserious game I've ever seen, like a mix between Animal Crossing, WarioWare, and a trashy reality show. I still have plenty of questions, however. Can I have more than one island? Can I have more than 100 Miis, the limit on 3DS, on my island? How long does it take to unlock everything on the island? Will Living the Dream have any Switch 2 features patched in at release? I'd love to see mouse mode support for this game. It feels like it screams for it, but right now, this is only a Switch 1 game. And can I make John and Daniel become bitter enemies and start a blood feud that'll last generations? Who knows? During my preview, I didn't see much that wasn't shown in January's Tomodachi Life Direct, but it did manage to get me more interested in picking the wacky life sim up when it comes out. I know this is going to be a seismic event when it lands with my family, and if you've laughed at what you've seen in this preview, it might be for you too. We'll have more on Tomodachi Life after release, so make sure to subscribe to GVG and ring the bell to be the first to know when our coverage goes up. And I'll see you next time.